Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another weekly roundup because it's not the weekend and Manchester City have just played Chelsea and it is, as we call it, a Wednesday, so therefore, is it Wednesday or is it Thursday? I believe it's one of the two, so we'll just go with hopefully 50-50. That being said, huge game I say huge game, City are second, Chelsea are 10th, is that a huge game? There was a few storylines, Sterling coming back to his old club. Can we all agree now that Sterling is just like the sideman who, at Liverpool, he was a sideman, a good sideman, but a sideman nonetheless, and then, you know, like City, he was the sideman, like a good sideman, but he weren't Aguero, and then Chelsea, you know, I don't know, I don't think he's really flourishing at Chelsea at the moment, and maybe that's my Liverpool tinted glasses on, but I don't even mind Raheem Sterling. I didn't hate him as much as other Liverpool fans and whatever, and hate's a strong word. I feel like it's thrown about in football too much. Raheem Sterling's a decent footballer, but is he a world-class footballer? That's where I've always drew the line. I think his numbers have been world-class. I think when he was at City, his style, goal poacher, which is what he was for a lot of the time, if he was the main man scoring goals, that was his role, and he doesn't really have the same luxury in a Chelsea team, and I think Graham Potter has identified it, but Graham Potter weren't the one who got the result today, it was Manchester City, and shout out to Jack Grealish, the funniest guy in the Premier League, the most likeable dude in the Premier League, and yes, a Scouser just said the word dude. Jack Grealish is a sensational man. Anytime I watch him in an interview, I smile because he's just a happy fella. He enjoys life, and I like the way he comes out and he's like, yeah, I need numbers. Like, he knows he needs numbers, but he's now starting to add the odd little assist and the odd little goal. But the footballing ability is already there. You know, let's not forget, once upon a time, to the English fans who may or may not be watching this, we were all calling for Jack Grealish to be starting in the Euros, and because it never quite worked out at City, the short-term memory gets the best of you, and people forget that he's actually a good player. His dribbling's brilliant, his ball control is very solid. He's just a very clean, tidy individual when it comes to the footballing side. Even his hair, sensational, and he got the assist onto Mahrez. Now, I will admit, Chelsea lacked focus in that moment. When I say Chelsea, I mean Cucurella, and when I say Chelsea, I mean Kepa. I think these two individuals need to take serious blame for that goal, because Kepa, not reactive enough. You know, I talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold, somebody who I do believe gets overhated when it comes to the defensive side, but his reactions don't help. I say to him, listen, Trent, go take some dance lessons, son, because you're not on your toes enough. And I think Kepa and Cucurella have to take sort of similar blame there, to where they just weren't reactive and City were able to capitalise. And even someone like Riyad Mahrez, not a goal poacher. Oh, that went down the wrong hole. Hopefully that's not going to have a bad reaction. Pardon me, this isn't edited either, so that's terrible. But Riyad Mahrez, not necessarily a goal poacher, still got the job done. Pardon me again. But Riyad Mahrez sounds. Anyway, let's move on to Pep Guardiola, because I wanted to talk about Pep Guardiola going into the game. How must it feel being in a title race with someone that's being your assistant manager? And I can only assume it's, let's just take it game by game. Let's just hopefully get the next 3 points that we need. And he's done that today, and now he's narrowed the gap to 5 points. And now that Newcastle result is not looking as good for Arsenal as maybe as they felt last night. But listen, I still believe Arsenal are going to have enough to win the title. I still believe City was not vintage City. I still thought Chelsea showed decent moments, but not enough. And it was just going to be one of those games. It was always going to be one of those games. I never saw it being the usual Chelsea and City standards, to where City and Chelsea are probably, I think it's hard to argue, two of the most well-structured teams in the country when it comes to youth academy, finances, all these ambition. But these games nowadays is the matching quality in the first 11s just aren't there. The matching quality in the youth academies are now also being overtaken by Manchester City, and whether that's due to the lack of, aura when, Roman was there, or Roman, people have different variations on how they want to pronounce his name. Either way, Roman Abramovich, I think he was somebody who, he brought the competitiveness, and I feel like Todd Bowley is trying to do the same thing, but he's just not identifying the right board. He's not identifying the right players, because I just looked at that Chelsea team and thought it lacks such quality. The players I liked was Lewis Hall when he came on. I liked Lewis Hall. Thiago Silva's always amazing, always a legendary centre-back who reads the game fantastically. But everyone else I thought was bang average. Granted, didn't watch the first half, only watched the second half. And the only players who I was really impressed with was Lewis Hall and then also the other player who I just mentioned a brief second ago. Even Kovacic was taking long shots. I thought Conor Gallagher, although he ran, I feel like there's a way to press with organisation. And I feel like in a game where, to be fair, Chelsea win, they was not creating anything anyway. They needed a little bit of something different. I feel like Conor Gallagher was just taking a little bit of improvisation. Nearly worked out, didn't work out in the end. But if that was my player, I'm kind of thinking, you know, be a little bit more efficient with how you press. Don't just be one-man pressing because you're setting yourself up to fail. But I can appreciate the effort. Now, that's where it leads me the question to, you know, we're the team who's had a very underwhelming season. I think Chelsea are the same. Obviously, we're going to be a little bit more motivated when we play someone to the level of Manchester City, so we'll elevate performance. But why do Chelsea lack the legs? Why do Chelsea lack the motivation? Is it the players? Is it the manager? What's the main issue there? And if you're a Chelsea fan, please do let me know in the comments down below, because Sterling, I don't know if he played in the first half when I never watched, but he went there in the second half, and if he was, I never identified him, I never saw him. You get what I'm saying? Sterling's just that girl, you know, like you kind of, you know he's there, but he's the annoying one. He's like the fat friend. And Sterling's not fat, but he's the fat friend. The person no one speaks to, but unfortunately finds the way into the conversation. And if they had a great personality, they would have every single right and amazingness to be involved in that conversation. But if you lack IQ and you're trying to interrupt the conversation because you want attention, then you're just I feel like that's Raheem Sterling in a nutshell. But yeah, Manchester City, let me know, do you think they're still going to win the league? Because I don't think enough people are on the Arsenal bandwagon yet, but they might get there eventually. And then what's happening with Chelsea? Because Todd Bowley's gone out and spent like 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, and now he's going to spend another possible 100 million on Enzo Fernandez. Apparently that deal's being a little bit delayed at the moment, but Chelsea needs reinforcements. If Chelsea don't get reinforcements, even as a Liverpool fan, as bad as we've been, that's one less team that we have to worry about for top four. The table's in front of me. We're currently 6th on 28 points. Tottenham are above us by 5. And then Chelsea are 10th on 25. So even though there's only 3 points between us and Chelsea, I still believe that they're a signing away from being a danger. 2 signings away from being a little bit more dangerous than what they're showing right now. So I'm still curious about Chelsea. Or should I say, I'm still cautious about Chelsea. Only if they make those 1 or 2 additions. But with how much they've spent, how much more can they spend? It's a really interesting one. That being said, guys, I've been doing more of these videos. I've saw a few you City fans in the comments down below. I know that you're a sensitive bunch. So there you go. Well done. You got a great win. And I reacted to it, which I don't think I've ever reacted to a City win before. The only time I've done a match reaction to a City game was the Champions League final, where Man City and Chelsea played and Man City lost. So you can dislike the video, no, City fans. It's more than fine. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please smash a like. Way more content out on the channel tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to go and play on my Malaga career mode. I've been doing a Malaga career mode. I'm a Spanish manager. My name's Rafael Garcia. Do you ever do a career mode where you just don't even call it your own name? Because James Redmond, the Brazilian manager of Liverpool, has already won 10 Premier Leagues, 9 Champions Leagues. Goddamn Bayer Leverkusen in the 25-26 season. Fucking Diaby came in and whooped my ass and I never made it 10 for 10. And yes, I did have the patience to go all 10 seasons. A lot of it was simmed. But now I'm going on to future endeavours, you know, try and grace my presence on smaller teams, except now I've also changed identity from James Redmondinho, the Brazilian sensation, into a Spanish Muppet, into Rafael Garcia. But Rafael Garcia is going to do moody things. We're currently in the 2nd season. In the 1st season, we finished 8th with Malaga. And now we're 7th. So we're going into the 3rd season. We're still yet to be promoted. But promotion's coming. Don't doubt Rafael Garcia. And if you believe Rafael Garcia is going to be 3rd year lucky, let me know in the comments down below, because I believe it's going to be the one. And tonight, that career mode's getting smashed. Anyway, much love to you and your mothers, and I will see you beautiful people in a bit. Peace.